Greg Swenson is a political analyst. He joins me now live from London. Good to have you here with us on TRT World. Is this a victory for Donald Trump?
I don't know that it's a victory for Donald Trump. I think he gets plenty of credit for nominating the three conservative or constitutionalist, I should say, Supreme Court justices. So, I think he deserves credit for that, but that credit's been given to him during his administration. And in many ways, he campaigned on that issue. 25% of the people that voted for him in 2016 voted for him just on that issue. And so I think that's something to keep in mind, but I don't know that this decision will help him in particular.
Right, and as we are saying on our scraps right now, two black justices clashed over affirmative action ruling. Do you think this clash is going to grow in the future? And what do you think President Joe Biden is going to do at this point? He has already said that he strongly disagrees with the decision.
Right. I mean, that's to be expected. I'm not surprised at all with the president's reaction. But I think he's wrong on a few measures. Well, first of all, most Americans, 75% of Americans, do not like the idea of race being used as a factor in college admissions, and the majority of African Americans don't approve of it either. So I don't think he's really, got his finger on the pulse or is reading the room of the American people. And also, I'm not surprised he's disappointed with this because so many of his policies are designed to separate by race. And that's really a shame that he's so connected to those policies. Now, I think that in terms of the competition on the court, I don't think it's a racial situation at all. Obviously, Clarence Thomas is quite clearly a constitutionalist, and I think it's just a matter of being a constitutionalist versus someone who wants to legislate through the law. And I think that's the big difference between the conservative and liberal justices.
So, like you said, if majority of the Americans say that race should not be a factor when it comes to university admission, then why do you think President Joe Biden is disagreeing with the decision?
Because that's all he has is racial identity politics, and it's really unfortunate that that's the way he's run his campaigns. It's the way he's run his administration, and it's too bad. I mean, clearly he won the nomination by getting the endorsement of African American leaders specifically in South Carolina when he won that primary. But even in California, which is a very blue state, a very left-leaning Democrat state, they voted down race-based admissions in a referendum only 2 years ago. So this is not being out of sync with the American people. I think President Biden is clearly out of touch with the American people.
All right, Greg Swenson, thank you very much for talking to us here on TRT World. Really appreciate your taking out the time.
Thanks a lot.